Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your monthly reading for November. I hope you're doing really well. I will take a quick second to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Sagittarius out there, so guys, just take what resonates for you and leave the rest for someone else. We're going to start with your current energy, and we're going to look at the month of November, week by week, all the way to the end of November. As always, don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you, Sagittarius. Spirit, what would you like Sagittarius to know for November? November. Okay. All right, so you have the Nine of Swords, and it is being crossed with the Five of Swords in the reverse. So currently you might be a little bit worried, upset, feeling anxiety, trying to figure out how to resolve a conflict or how to avoid a conflict. Let me see, in the past, you had the Star card. So there's a lot of hope. You could be dealing with an Aquarius, but in the past, there was healing here. So I don't know what happened. We'll clarify it to see, but in the past, you've had some healing and a lot of hope. But now you seem to be in this state of anxiety. Let me see while this is happening. Oh, is this a work situation possibly? Are you at odds with somebody at work? You don't have to be. But with the Eight of Pentacles here, this could be work-related, or it could be about money, perhaps. You could be worrying about money. There's something here, though, that is going to require effort. Let me see what's on your mind. Show me what's on Sagittarius' mind. Yeah, you don't want any problems. You want to resolve any problems that are here. Yeah, so if this is a financial issue, you want to resolve it. If this has to do with an altercation with somebody, you just want to resolve it. You just don't want to have any problems. Yeah. Let me see what's happening in November. All right, we have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. This situation could be on and off, on and off. There's inconsistency here. Could be a lack of communication, but you're dealing with somebody where there's been inconsistency. You may even think this person's a player. So let me see your energy. All right. You're showing up as Temperance in the reverse. Yeah, feeling emotionally imbalanced here. There's a need for healing, though. Show me the energy coming towards Sagittarius. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. This could even be a mother figure because we have, the Queen of Pentacles is a mother, but this is the energy of somebody who's feeling a deep sense of loss. Could be a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn. Yeah, let me see Spirit's advice. Show me Spirit's advice. All right, Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Spirit is saying there's something here that's not balanced. It's creating an imbalance in your life. There's a need to find balance in the situation. And I'm getting that over and over. Balance. Need to find balance. Let me see the outcome. All right, we have the Ace of Wands and we have the Five of Pentacles. Ooh, be very careful here, Sagittarius, about one-night stands. Be very careful with that because I see a new beginning and I see something to do with feeling left out in the cold, rejected. And this is a very, the Ace of Wands is a very phallic symbol. It's a very passionate new beginning, but then it's paired here with the Five of coins, which indicates loss. So, yeah, be very careful about any type of one-night stands or, rushing into anything. You want to be careful with that. Bottom of the deck is the King of Cups in the reverse. That's underlying energy, and it does indicate, a lack of emotion, holding back, not really expressing emotions here. So be careful about what kind of situations you put yourself in. Now, you could be dealing here with a Pisces, Scorpio, or a Cancer, but I would be very careful because somebody is presenting with a lack of emotion. So let's clarify. Spirit, why is the Nine of Swords here for Sagittarius, the Lovers. You may have a choice between two people or a very important choice with regard to love. Why is the Five of Swords in reverse? Page of Pentacles reversed. So Sagittarius, do you have a choice between two people and you're trying to decide what it is that you want to do? You might be avoiding the situation entirely because you just don't want to fuss. You don't want to argue or fight. Let me see why the Star card is here. Five of Cups in the reverse. So you went through a very painful experience. You felt like you learned from it. And then you were hopeful here that love was possible here. Love was in your life still. You had some regrets about some things from the past, but you know, hope and balance was reinstituted here. But it's led us here to, you know, anxiety, possibly about a soulmate or possibly about a decision you need to make with regard to love. And I feel like you are in full-on avoidance mode. Why is the Eight of Pentacles here? The King of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Yeah, so I feel like an honest conversation needs to happen. This could be, like I said, a work situation. You could work with this person perhaps. But I feel like whatever is taking place here, you're going to have to put some effort into it. But you need to look at all the details and be really honest with yourself about this. And also communicate honestly with someone else. Let me see why the Ten of Wands is here in reverse. Yeah, okay, so Two of Coins reverse. You don't want this affecting your money. I can tell you whatever this is, you're afraid it could affect your money. You don't want any problems. You are definitely in, I'm going to avoid talking to this person or talking about this. I don't want to argue. I don't want to discuss this. I don't want any problems, period. Yeah, so I feel like, yeah, you're in avoidance mode here about some kind of a decision you have to make. All right, so let me see November for Sagittarius. Show me November for Sagittarius. All right, so a lot of energy came out. It does look like it's going to be an eventful month. All right, so we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. We have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. And there you are, King of Wands. We have the Death card reversed. There's the Ace of Wands. Now that's in your outcome. We have the Knight of Cups reversed. We have the Two of Wands. Five of Wands reversed. Knight of Pentacles reversed. Eight of Cups reversed. The Chariot. The World. Four of Wands reversed. And okay, so you're coming out of this anxiety. We have the Eight of Swords reversed. So a lot of energy popped out for you guys, and so I feel like it's going to be a pretty eventful month. I will say that there's a lot going on here. All right, so I do feel in the first week some kind of confusion, and it might come from a situation that was going along really well, but it may have been an on and off, type of thing. Somebody was in, they were out. This would be somebody you are not currently talking to, and things seem to have spiraled down, but you don't feel like it's completely over. You're going to get some kind of clarity about that in the first week of November. Whatever this clarity, I feel like you're going to understand that it's not a done situation. It's not going well, but whatever it is isn't completely over either. that person could come back in, and it could be another fire sign as well. That person may come back in because they don't feel like things are over. The problem is that it looks like they're coming in a very sexual manner without the feelings, without the emotion. It looks like, you know, they're just like, they're in and out. It kind of looks like it's almost a friends with benefits, or it's somebody who is a bit of a player. So be very careful, because I see that happening in the first couple of weeks in November, which is going to lead you to a decision. You're going to have to make a decision somewhere around, and see, here we see that decision. So I see by the middle of the month you're making a decision. Now some of you could live at a distance from this person, and you're trying to decide, should you travel, should you go to visit them? Some of you are trying to decide, you know, should you confront them about their lack of feelings and a lack of emotion, a lack of offering anything to you. I definitely see by the middle of the month you're trying to figure out something to do with a decision. I'd also see you avoiding conflict with this person, but you're feeling a bit stuck. You're feeling kind of stuck. So in the third week, I see you, there's some sort of a decision you make. It could be to travel. It could be to move forward completely. I feel like in this situation, you've had a hard time walking away from this person for some reason. You may have even, you know, accepted things that you wouldn't normally because you didn't want to fight with them. You didn't want the conflict. But in the third week, it's almost like there's this acknowledgement that, you know, you're stuck, that this situation's not moving forward in any kind of a positive manner, and you've been resistant to walking away. And I see in that third week you making this decision to move forward. So there's definitely an emotional change in that third week. You could be deciding to go and visit this person, or to, you know, communicate something. Some of you could be deciding to move out. I don't know. But there's definitely movement happening in the third week. In the fourth week, I see an ending. I see you freeing yourself from this situation, putting an end to something that was cyclical. It was happening over and over. And I see you coming out of this worry and concern and anxiety. And it's because you've decided to free yourself. And I don't think it was an easy thing to do. I think it was very difficult. Let me see how you're showing up. But I do see you doing it by the end of the month. So it could be you're leaving someone out in the cold here. Let me look at your energy. Show me Sagittarius energy in this reading. All right, so we have the Six of Wands reversed, the Page of Cups, and we have the Three of Swords. So yeah, this is a painful situation. I feel like this person comes in when it suits them and they leave when it suits them. And I feel like you're realizing that this connection here may not be giving you what you need, that it's not successful, it's unbalanced here, that you're the one who's giving, you know, you may even be apologizing for things that's not even really your fault. But ultimately, it's a painful situation, and you're recognizing here that it's not successful. And I feel like you're deciding that you need to heal your energy. There may also be somebody new coming into your energy as well. But this feels more to me like you're extending yourself to somebody who's not appreciating you, and it's causing you a lot of pain. Let me see the energy coming towards you. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy here. All right, so we have the Emperor in the reverse, Aries. We have the Knight of Wands reversed. And we have the Page of Swords reversed. This is a karmic. This person approaching you is a karmic person. That's a lot of karmic energy. This is somebody who's not faithful. If they're a parent, they're likely not the most attentive parent. This is somebody who could actually be a bit narcissistic, or, you know, have narcissistic tendencies. This is a player. They come in, they go out. See, we have this Knight of Wands in reverse twice. So, you know, this is somebody from your past, obviously, and this is someone who doesn't really know what they want. They could outwardly lie, or they may lie by omission, which, hello, that's still a lie. This is somebody who is very controlling. They like everything to be their way. And if it's not their way, then they go rushing out. This is not a healthy person, Sagittarius. This is really not a healthy person. This person could also be very money hungry. There's a sense of dishonesty about them as well. I don't really like their energy, if I'm being honest with you. They can also behave very immaturely. They withdraw communication when things don't go their way. They like to control everything. So be careful with that person. All right, I'm going to pull for Spirit's advice. Show me Spirit's advice. All right, we have the Empress. We have the Three of Wands reversed, and we have the Star card. So Spirit is saying this is an unbalanced situation that you're dealing with. You need to find a sense of balance, and the only way to do that is to know your own value, your own self-worth. Step into the Empress energy so that you're not chasing after anything. You are understanding that you are the prize, and you're drawing that to you. Don't become impatient. Just sit back into that Empress energy. It all begins and ends with you. And don't lose hope. But the hope comes through healing, and the hope comes through balancing out your own feelings and emotions. There's a sense here that, the Spirit is saying that within an imbalanced situation, this is not where your ships are going to come in. All right, let's look at your outcome. Show me the outcome. Oops. All right, Nine of Swords reversed. That's excellent because that was your first card out. You have the Page of Wands reversed and the Magician in the reverse. Honestly, Sagittarius, I feel like you're going to leave this person out in the cold. I feel like you're looking at this and you're saying, you know what? You have walked out on me so many times. You've withdrawn communication from me so many times. You've been so manipulative, and I'm just simply not going to worry about you anymore. I thought you were a soulmate. For some of you, you may even thought that this person was a divine partner. And they are, but they're a karmic. I will tell you that. They are a karmic. You're not on the same page with them. This person, when they don't get their way, they are extremely immature. I mean, the Page of Wands in reverse is the brat card. So, they do bratty things. They throw temper tantrums. They're very controlling. And I feel like you're finally fed up with this person, and you're realizing this is never going to, develop into what you had hoped it would. So I feel like you're walking away from that person and you're leaving them out in the cold. You're giving them a taste of their own medicine, basically. Wow, and look at that. Bottom of the deck is the Five of Cups again. Five of Coins again. So I feel like you are giving somebody back what they've been giving to you. I feel like you did love this person. I feel like you've withdrawn your affections. You're not open. In fact, you've kind of built a wall. And that's what's enabling you to kind of walk away from this situation. So, yeah, this is a tough thing, but I feel like it is, you're acting in a manner that preserves yourself. So let me pull an oracle card. All right, it says sharing your wisdom. It's number 37, so that condenses to a 10, telling me you are at the end of some kind of a cycle here. So you may be very well taking this at some point and using this to help others who are going through a similar experience. But let's read your card. It says, there will soon be opportunities for you to share your wisdom with others. This wisdom is timeless, but it has come about because of your experience and your knowledge gathered over lifetimes. It is simple and distilled, uncomplicated, and without the desire to seem grand or mystical. It is the kind of wisdom that grandmothers and grandfathers who have traveled close to the veil for a very long time can pass along. It is not resigned, nor is it fierce. There is a calm to it and a value that is precious beyond words. Within this life, my friend, you have walked with dragons, loved and lost, been cast out, and risen again and again to so many challenges. Now, as you grow older in years, you can mentor and share, guide and teach, kindly and without ego, or the need to impress the others who wish to know how to navigate the dark forest of this lifetime. Take your time and speak with those who need help. Share with those who are ready to listen. Keep the magic of the world alive by sharing your belief in the energetic realms and helping others understand that beyond what is seen with the eyes are powerful ones dwelling just at the edges of our earthly experience. The old ones, the dragons among them. When you share and teach, this dragon will come to you and help you find the words to help you find the right moment to tell the right story. Fear not that no one wants to hear your words. They are needed, and your stories will be valued and shared and change the lives of those who they touch. Speak now and let the others listen, for you have walked between the worlds, and we long to hear the stories of your adventures. So if you guys are a little older in years, this could be you. This could also indicate that there is someone in your life that is serving that role for you, and that may help you with this, situation you're going through. All right, I hope this has been helpful though. If you have resonated with this reading, Sagittarius, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hype the video if you can. But until I see you in your next reading, Sagittarius, know that you are loved. And namaste.